we get into the second half of season 2 of Resident Alien, I mean, love is in the air in Patience, Colorado, and people are, you guys are getting pushed into like more emotionally vulnerable areas with your performances that really kind of like challenge you guys. Like, how is it taking your performances into those areas?
I think I can speak for both Levi and I when I say I love acting. I love to act. No, I find it really nerve-wracking. I mean, I'm a comedic actor by trade. Levi, you come from a more dramatic background, but I think you really you've taken to comedy so well.
Get out of here.
You're just you have incredible timing. And so we've really gotten to this place with a rapport of like, we crack up on set all the time. And then I feel very pushed into this space of having to be vulnerable, and I enjoy it. I feel really supportive, but I feel like I'm coming up against, like, often in my scenes with like being more vulnerable are with Sarah, and she's a powerhouse. She makes it really easy because she's so genuine and so I mean, when I do scenes with Sarah where I'm vulnerable, it's real. I'm not acting. She's like, she and I are our best friends on set. It's incredible. But I don't know how you feel about it with Meredith. Maybe probably the same way.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, didn't they go to acting school together?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I think we've kind of both referred to them as, bad acting kryptonite. Like whenever you're in a scene with them, it's so hard to be fake because they're just like so real and grounded in. You're like, oh, I better get my shit together. Like,
yeah. You feel like it's a disservice to the scene and to your scene partner if you're not fully present. But at the same time, like, Meredith is, warm and incredibly vulnerable herself, and she takes, like, when you're with Meredith on screen, she, like, you want to take care of her. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's vulnerable. She's this person. She's there for you. And you would like want, as her scene partner, to care for her. And I think that makes it really easy. She like puts herself in your hands in this way.
Yeah. I would say also, I mean, there's so many scenes, especially just starting off season 2 with like all the, like all this sex stuff. I feel like Chris writes half of this stuff just to troll me, kind of. He's like, what ridiculous thing to get Levi to do? So I found it nice to play some more kind of grounded, heartfelt scenes, I guess you would call them, just to kind of, I'm like, okay, just to kind of get things back on course. Because at a certain point, I'm like, I don't know how to play this much of a cartoon character and like make it, like I just don't know who I am at a certain point. So it was nice to kind of check back into some reality, I guess.
As a quick aside, Alice, was it hard learning how to ride like a 2-person bicycle in the season premiere? Like that just seems like so like awkward.
I've flown out of a helicopter, like just dangling outside, like by the handrails. I've climbed up an ice wall made of foam with fake crimpers on my feet, crampons. I've driven Levi on a ATV with literally no training, and by a mile, the hardest thing I've ever done is ride that stupid fucking bike. It's insane that it was ever even an invention. Like, why did they think this would be a good idea to put 2 bikes back to back? I know that my video is lagging, so this is probably really confusing, but I don't care.
It's fine.
I'm happy about it. Is that weird?
I don't know if we're ahead of time of you or if you're behind time of us, but like it'll all work out.
Both of those make a lot of sense.
Levi, how is it finding that comedic, like rapid fire rapport with Corey?
Oh my God. I mean, well, Corey, again, I feel like we're just kind of surrounded. I mean, with all these genius actors. I mean, Corey is like, I think he's like the best improver I've ever worked with. I mean, he just comes up with like the most elaborate, like he's so quick. I mean, you guys all are. Alice, Alan. I mean, like they're all so great. But like I have most of my scenes with Corey, and it's just kind of, you just kind of like buckle in and hang on. Because I mean, he's such like a master with improv and just taken, he'll veer off in a scene. You're like, where the hell is this going? And then like thread the needle back in. And so I usually just try to ride whatever wave he's created.
My favorite scene with you guys was when I got to do the town hall with you and Corey doing that. It's in the preview of the second half of season 2, where you're going back and forth about the police state thing. And that was all improvised. And Levi is very used to being this Mayor Ben, just like, trying to hold it together. No, like, and Corey's just going out way outside the bounds of what's reasonable. And Mayor Ben is like, okay. And it's just like playing that over and over and over again. Getting to witness that was amazing. And I know they didn't make this as part of the final cut, but they let me just ask questions at the end for fun. They literally know none of this is making it into the cut, but they were like, hey, what, Alice, Darcy, why don't you ask some questions? And I said, hey, I have a question. And Mayor Ben's like, yeah. And I just go, how do you do it? And that was probably one of my favorite moments of season 2. And I know it's not making the cut. So
it's something that, you had mentioned, like going down ice walls and hanging out of helicopters. And it really feels like there is not a whole hell of a lot in this world that could like Darcy's unflappable. There's not much that could flap. I guess I can use that can flap her.
Perfect. No, great job.
Thanks. How is it kind of like projecting that and kind of bringing that persona to the wacky personalities of patients? So,
like, Darcy is one of those people that has not experienced very many boundaries in her life. She was a teen and college athlete who was sort of invincible and then became very, very vincible with her injury, but then she just started drinking, and so having grown up with no boundaries, she doesn't really like understand that she's that she's can be destroyed. So she puts herself into a lot of situations where she could be in danger, both emotionally and physically. And I think that's just who she is in the town. She's always the person to just throw herself on the grenade of whatever situation, more for laughs probably and attention than anything else. But yeah, this season she gets to throw her heart on the grenade of love.
Nice.
Sweet. Yeah. And I think I have time for just one more, and it's always kind of like the weird dicey one, but what else can you tease about the second half of Resident Alien season 2?
Alice?
Levi?
I don't remember what.
I don't know what we shot. Hey,
they won't let us.
Levi, I don't know what we shot. Okay. Okay, so there's this thing with the alien baby, and the alien baby sort of, okay, so there's more of it, I guess. I don't know what they're allowing us to say. I know there is this one scene where there's a guy who's naked and runs out in front of a car with myself and Sarah in it. And this is just a behind the scenes thing that happened, but for no reason at all, they cast like the hottest guy imaginable to play this guy. Like, it was like ridiculous. We were just like, everybody on the show is very real and normal looking, like even, hunks like Levi, he's approachable. And this guy was just like in like the kind of guy where like the wind is always blowing in his face for no reason. So like, he runs out in front of the car naked, and it's the first time either Sarah or I had seen him. And we were both like, okay, what? Jesus Christ. Like, they had to stop the take. Like, we were both just like, oh, like it was crazy. And that's part of that character ties into like the alien conspiracy, but I can't really say how. And I still don't know because the guy was so hot. I lost all context.
And I think that's the perfect note to end it on. Audiences have that to look forward to. The second half of Resident Alien season 2 starting August 10th. Guys, thanks for taking the time.
Sam Stone, thank you.
Don't worry about it, Sam.